Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, my name is Nanette. I'm here for a budget with me, and I'm here to budget out the last bonus that I expect to get in my professional career. Mainly because my job will be ending this Friday. I am filming this on Tuesday evening. I have my last corporate Monday to face in the rearview mirror, so that's pretty wonderful. Tuesday is already over with too, so I just have 3 more work days and I'll get my final paycheck on Friday. And only God knows how soon I'll get my severance check, but we are here right now to budget out my big fat bonus, the biggest one I think I've ever gotten. A little bit bigger than last year. My bonus makes up about 20% of my pay for the year, so it's hefty and I'm grateful. I also realize that this bonus is more than a lot of people make in a year, and they still manage to stay afloat. So I don't want to be callous at all about this. I have had lean years that were frankly less than half of this. When I was in my mid-40s, had some serious financial troubles that maybe I'll share more details with you guys someday. But long story short, I am here facing down, well, I'm 62, so we can call this retirement, but I kind of refuse to do that. It was not my choice, so I am calling it a sabbatical to get started. I'll try retirement on for size, and we'll see if it fits nicely. I'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, then I will go back to generating some income. And I pretty much insist that I generate said income doing something that I love. I love the work that I'm doing right now. I'd continue doing it if it weren't such a drain on my mental health and physical health, because my current assignment is extraordinarily demanding. That said, it's a little late in the day for me to be so verbose, so let's jump right on in and knock out this money. Let's see, I'm going to go over here to reflect real quick just to show you. Here's the bonus check. I'm going to jump into the check itself to show you how it broke down, assuming that I can click in all the right spots. So 500 of it went to checking, $2,263 went to Social Security, $529.25 went to Medicare, and $8,030 went to tax withholding. I have the net pay that went to checking, as I mentioned, was $500, and the remainder went to my high yield savings account. And there's a little bit of a bit of drama around this $25,177.75, but you'll have to stick with the video to the end to find out about the drama. Back to the budget, starting always with overspending. The payroll stuff is directly related to the payment getting processed, so we will, per the usual, reset the available amounts to 0. That takes that money out of there, and what are we left with? Oh, let me think on this. This $1,100, this $1,147.05 was a package of personal training that I purchased for the sole reason of using my Be Well reimbursement money. I had a balance of $1,100, and I only found out the middle of last week that it had to hit my final paycheck or I would never get it. So I made a purchase, submitted a claim. The claim has gotten processed, but I don't have the money yet. So I'm going to have to cover this overspending, and I'm not sure. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it from home maintenance, because I know home maintenance can handle it. That won't set me back. So I'm just going to do that to cover the expense, so that that's done and dusted. We are left with the net amount of my bonus, which was $25,677.75. I am going to collapse everything, go into my sinking funds, and see if I can't max out the big ones. So car maintenance and clothing, I think I've already met the target for the year for clothing. Car maintenance, I just do $50 a month. I'm not going to add any more to that. Health insurance deductibles. I met that one as well. Home and car insurance deductibles is already met at the $6,188. Home maintenance, I am shy, $13,514.25. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to this, 13,514.25. My thinking is I want to go ahead and max out all of the annual goals for the year with the bonus. And then I'll use my final paycheck to fund April, because I don't think April has any money in it yet. It does not. And then I will use my my severance check to build out my sabbatical fund, which I hope to bring it to 18 to 24 months of expenses, assuming expenses are roughly $5,000 a month. So that is some of the thinking that is driving this. You have met your target. Oh, for propane. I probably need to increase that one, but I don't have the mental fortitude to figure that out right now. Property taxes has been met for the year. Solid waste and stormwater has been met for the year. Tax holding. I want tax holding to, well, it has more than 5,000 in this, but I'm seeing that the target is not what I wanted it to be. I know that I upped it to $2,500. Let me save it, and then what does it want to finish that off? It's saying that I'm shy $312.50, so let's add that in here. Plus $312.50, and it is north of 5,000, which is a pretty healthy spot for that to be in. Technology, I have no target on here, but I do want this to be north of 750. I think what I'm going to do is make it so that it has a balance of 1,000 in here, because that just seems smart. I don't have any immediate technology needs, but what the heck. All right, let's see if there's anything underfunded, and there is. Streaming. I don't know why streaming thinks it's underfunded, because it is very not underfunded. 2155 is what it wants. 2155 is what it has. And I have 1928 in upcoming transactions. I wonder if this is like a month behind or something. So 2155 came out last. Where am I? Let me go back to, that was subscription stuff, right? And it was streaming. Yeah, 1928, and it came out in February. Same thing in January. I don't know why. I'm going to just live with it yellowing at me. Something seems amiss with that. Maybe there's an extra transaction in March. I don't feel like going to the account tab to figure it out. So let's go back to underfunded, collapse that one in their stuff. Oh, here we go. So with, I'm going to ignore the payroll and the retirement stuff, because all of that will catch itself up, or it won't catch itself up. With my final paycheck on Friday, we'll deal with all of those targets then. I will not be able to max out my 401ks. I've mentioned that in previous videos, so if you're curious, go back and listen to them. HSA contribution, I'll have to max out the HSA contributions on my own. I will probably do that with my severance pay. Just before I start putting severance pay towards anything else, I'll max out the HSA so it's done and dusted. Because my health insurance, the company is subsidizing the health insurance, so my rates will actually go down for the next 12 months. I'll keep my HSA plan, and I will max out the contributions with my severance pay, so that'll be done and dusted. Be well reimbursement, hopefully all I was able to accumulate in credits was the 1,100. I put the claim in for 1,100, so I won't even make my 1,250 alternate target for the year, but hopefully I'll get the 1,100. If I don't, HR will be hearing from me. But you know, they said if the approved expense If the expense was not approved in time for the last payroll run, then I wouldn't get the money. And anyhow, we'll fight that battle if we have to. Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Leaving the only one that is left underfunded for the year is my charitable contributions. I'm feeling a whole lot more flush with this bonus pay that I hadn't really factored in mentally. So I do feel that I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I'm shorting myself by being generous and doing the 5,000 in the matching contributions. So with that, let me collapse all this. That puts me in a position where before Friday ends, I can log on to the Benevity website with the company, and I can make 5,000 in donations, and those donations will be matched. So the organizations that I donate to will get a collective $10,000. That is one last gift I can give to the world, because I stayed on so much longer than my original layoff date. So that is a nice happiness. So now, what should I do with this remaining $7,558? I don't know. Let's see. I don't have a good answer, so I wonder if I ought to go ahead into April and knock out April. Is there any other long-term? Well, you know what? I will probably notice if I go through this, I'm going to start top to bottom. If I do this, it's underfunded by $810, which is going to be all of these right here. They're just my monthly items. So let's knock that out. Let's see how far this gets us. It should certainly get us through April, and I'll see if there's any more sinking funds that I didn't really think about that I can max out. Here we have car insurance of $118.76. That actually went down last month. I've already fixed the target. Helping Hands isn't asking for anything. Utilities, home insurance, and then the mow and blow yard work. Let's cover the underfunding there. Let's at least throw the $950 in here to make that $500. I'm going to kind of make a mental reminder to myself I can add a little more to Helping Hands, because I'll have more time and might be very happy to make use of some Helping Hands. For subscriptions, it's underfunded by $130.94. Let's see here, it's underfunded by $550, which is $100 in garden supplies, $350 in Feed Me, and $100 for Fun and Adventures, which will top that one out to $2,000, which sounds really nice. I like that. And then for their stuff, oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and take gifts up to, it wants an additional $900 for the year. We have an additional $900. Let's do that. Christmas is probably going to want about the same, $588.65. And then for Papa Payback, it's just the typical monthly $270. And then for my number 2 funds, I will go ahead and assign the $490 here. He is once again a little bit ahead of his spend rate, but he's definitely working on keeping it in line. Inevitable stuff it should be 50. Well, no, it's going to be more than that. It'll be $90, $50 for car maintenance, $40 for propane. Mental note to self: propane is probably underfunded, but we will work that out later. Cover the cat stuff for a whopping nothing. That doesn't look right. Did I get rid of their targets? Pet sitting is fine. Clinic costs is fine. I'm gonna top this up to 75 and then just come back and deal with it later. I don't know why that doesn't have targets in it anymore. It's fine, but doesn't have the targets. $146.10 for business stuff, which is all a bunch of boring stuff. So let's just cover it and move on. Whoops, I never covered my son's cell phone plan. Oh, but it thinks it is funded. Oh, I took the target off. Good for me. Good for me. Why does it think I have 68 in there, though? maybe. I don't know. That's a good question, Nana. Oh, I know exactly why. I think there are two income. I think there's a duplicate income in March that I haven't dealt with. When I reconcile the account, I'll notice. I think his Venmo is booked both towards, it's booked to two checking accounts right now, so there's just a duplicate transaction that's throwing that off that's not worth addressing in this session. It's weird. I don't like to show my account information. It almost feels like I'd be letting you look in my underwear drawer, which I don't think you want to look in my underwear drawer. Payroll and retirement I'm not going to mess with. Spendful stuff. I would like to get this back up to the $500 balance that should be in here, so I'll put that in here. So that is done. I don't want to think beyond that right now, but I am left with $2409.48. What I am going to do with that is, I am going to go to their stuff, add a little bit more and share the wealth because it's a little shy. I want to keep it high because as I enter retirement or sabbatical, whatever it is, so wishy-washy, I want to have plenty of money to treat friends to things if that's what I want to do. And I also know that with the economy doing what it is right now, I want to position myself to feel very comfortable sharing with others, maybe even supporting some people on Patreon, more donations to local charities, etc. So this is even a little bit shy of where I would want it to be, but I think I'm happy with that for the moment. And then for the moment, I'm going to take this other $2,000. Oh, you know what I bet I didn't do? And I might come down here and regret it just a little bit. Nope, I'm not, because I maxed out my IRA earlier. Okay, so I think what I will do is take the $2,000. I'm going to park it in investments. And now I will reveal the drama around the, let's go back to here, around the, probably easier if I go here, the $25,177.75. This was supposed to go into my high yield savings account. There was a glitch, and I hate to admit it, but it was my fault. I closed down one of my HSAs earlier this year because I had transferred all of the money in the HSA account to my new SoFi account so that it could get a little 0.7%. Is that right? No, 7%? Yeah, 0.7% bump in the interest. And in so doing, I went into our HR system and I corrected my payroll accounts so that payroll was going to the right HSA account, high yield savings account. But I didn't realize there was a separate section to update for the bonus check. So my bonus check actually went to an old account of mine that had already been closed. So that $25,000 is out in the Ethernet, making its way back to HR, who will then put it into the correct high yield savings account now that I have corrected my HR record. So all of what I just did, or all but $500 of what I just budgeted, is pretend money. That is, it's almost a projection. I don't have that money yet. So in the interest of being overly, I'm not gonna back this out because I'm not gonna spend any of that money until it arrives. It should arrive by Friday. If it doesn't arrive by Friday, I will back out all of the changes that I just made. But either way, I did want to be a little bit transparent for a couple of different reasons. One, the mistake did happen and I can own it. Two, I know, I've been around long enough to realize that when my nervous system is off kilter, and it has been off kilter because of layoff for a large part of this past year, I make silly little mistakes like this. So some of you may find yourselves paying a credit card a day late, or getting a late fee on something else, whatever it is. It's natural for us to be a little out of sorts when there's a lot of stress around us. And with a pending layoff, there's been a lot of stress around me. With the state of the world, there's a lot of stress around all of us, and we have to be really gentle with each other and especially gentle with ourselves. So just wanted to tell you what was going on with me. I have 3 days left of work. I wish that I could cop a really good short-timer's attitude and slow down, but I'm actually finding myself working more intensely to get things handed off in a better state to the people who I leave behind. They are left with a very demanding workload, and I'm just going to keep going. Friday, I do not plan to be running meetings or driving work. I plan to be making sure I'm dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and for my own self, cleaning up any last minute things, making sure I think I've already canceled all of my meetings. All of my recurring meetings end on Friday, and they've been passed off to other people. But there's a boatload of work to be done, and I am doing my very best to have as much fun as I can with the team, even though we are working harder than we've ever worked before. But it's a great team. It's a wonderful group of people to work with. Very funny, very smart, very hardworking. And when you're given a project that can't be done in the deadline and the timelines that you're given, it can be very demoralizing. And I just really have a lot of respect for everybody keeping up their integrity and their enthusiasm, and they keep striving even though it's an uphill battle, and in some ways impossible, but we're still making progress and getting things done. All right, enough of that. I feel like I'm making an advertisement for the team. You guys don't know them, you never will, but send some good vibes their way. It's a tough thing that they're up against. But I am very much looking forward to sabbatical, and knowing that I have 6 months of sabbatical sitting here brings me a lot of peace. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched all the way here to the end, let me know what you think my first things I ought to do on sabbatical. My number one on my list is to do absolutely nothing for a few days. Just recover from this marathon that I've been on. And then do lots of gardening and fun stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to share some pictures from the garden and that kind of thing. You have heard enough from me for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye now.